Alright, now I don't really do social media stuff, and I've been told that I need to put my face out there a bit more. So what I'm doing is making a little doco of my Saturday night of playing 2 shows in Hobart. So here we are in Hobart. You can see there's a hospital over there. Old budgie smugglers. Everybody who's familiar with Hobart will know those places pretty well. But tonight, I'm playing at the City Hall. I'll take you down in a minute and we'll walk past there and have a look at the place. It's for the Tasmanian Fighting Championships. So it's a bit like Tasmania's version of UFC, and we actually have 2 contracted or ex-contract fighters from the UFC fighting tonight. So it's pretty much an epic event, plus so many other different fights. And last time played it, it was massive. It was awesome. There's about 800 people there. So this time it's happening. It's the second time in a year that it's happening, and the organisers that have put this together, I just love it. I take my hats off to them. They take a feather out of my hat, and many others like it, that trying to set up foundations or organisations by themselves, without government funding, without grants, without all these other different things included. Basically they're doing it on their own, and what they've done is amazing, as you will see tonight. Now there is a small chance that I won't get to show you my performance, because obviously I'm the guy holding the camera at the moment, and as a stray I usually work alone. So this situation, I'm the only entertainment on tonight. I'll actually be playing inside the cage, so it's going to be a pretty epic event. So I'm just having a look to, just about to go in and have sound check. I'll just check it all out. So we'll wander through now. The side doors are open, as you can see. So we'll go in and have a look. Alright, like I said, I'd bring you inside and show you what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Tasmanian Fighting Championships. Check it out. The last time I played up on that stage, right up there, and it was brilliant. So this time I get to play in the actual cage itself. Tonight is going to be phenomenal, like absolutely crazy phenomenal. I mean, check this out. And this is the cage. Check it out. This is where I get to play tonight. So last week I was playing in an art gallery. This week I'm playing in a UFC fighting cage. You just don't know what's going to happen. Alright, here we are out the front. So this is where you come through and buy your tickets. It will literally, I would not be surprised if it packs out tonight. So we had 800 last time. We're expecting to get at least more than that. So it is going to be phenomenal. So cage fighting comes to Hobart. This is what it's all about, people. This is what it's all about. So if you haven't heard of this or anything about this is going on, and you're a fighter and you're a proven track record in regards to your gym and things like that, then you need to get involved in this kind of stuff, because this is Tasmanian based. Alright guys, I just wanted to add also tonight I'm actually doing a double show. So as well as the Tasmanian Fighting Championships, I'm also playing at the Brisbane Hotel tonight as well for JC bookings. It's for Relic 1, Up to No Good tour. And that will be played at the Brisbane Hotel tonight. So I'm playing at the City Hall at roughly about 9 o'clock. And then from there I'm going to the Brisbane and I'm playing roughly about 10:55, and I'm doing a 20-minute set at the Fighting Championships and a 40-minute set at the Brisbane. Now like I said, I will try and get as much coverage of the actual sets themselves, but like I said, it's going to be very hard because I'm going to be the one behind this camera. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Brendan for actually lending me this camera, or giving it to me. he says I need to have more presence on Facebook. So this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a little mini doco of just one day of me going to a show. In this case, it's actually 2 shows in one night. And I just want to show you roughly what a musician sort of goes through. So we're at sound check at the moment. Now, sound check, you never just walk in and it's straight away sound check. You've got to let the audio guys do what they need to do, set up what they need to set up. So it's always best to just hang around, make sure you get all that setup done. Now, a lot of people in local hip-hop gigs choose not to do a sound check. I strongly advise not to do that. Always do a sound check if possible. It will always make it better for the end of the night. Your sound will be better, you'll know what the sound's like, you'll be prepared. So like for the City Hall, for instance, the City Hall is a massive place. I'll go back in, I'll show you again. And there's a lot of reverb in these kind of places. There's no bass deadeners. Basically the people are the bass cushions really for these kind of places. So you're going to get a lot of echo. So if you do sound check for the day, you'll know that already before you even start. If you don't do sound check and you turn up and you just plug in, you go straight away, you're going to be a little bit off-put. Is probably the best way to say it, by the sound, by the instantly hearing it and go bang, oh wow, that's a lot of reverb, and it sort of puts you off straight away. So if you do sound check, you know your system, you know your sound, and it's always a more professional way to do it. You get to see your promoters, you get to see the venue, and it's in the light of day, and you get to just sort of iron out all the creases before you start. So always do sound check as possible, right? So I'll take you back inside and I'll give you an idea of how reverby this place is going to be. So I've played here once before, and it is a very large venue. So you can see, it is a massive venue. So there's not a great deal of bass cushioning in here, so you're definitely going to get some reverb. Now there's nothing you can do about that, that's just the way it is. No matter what venues you go to, you're always going to have some little situation that you have to work around. But the sound guys are great, they're professional at what they do, and they'll try and help you as much as possible, because that's what they're there for. So always make friends with your sound guy, always shake his hand, get to know him. Always go to your promoter, shake his hand, get to know him. That's just the way it is. It's the best way to do it, and it will actually gain you more opportunities in the future. So here's just an example of the backline in regards to production. So tonight you have video. So we've got a guy coming in doing specifics just for video for the screen. You've got the audio. And then you've got your lighting and your smoke and your atmosphere. Now this is probably a bit, well, definitely a bit more of a setup than you get at your average gig. So we've got the full effects tonight, and you've got visual, audio, and atmosphere. So it's going to be on. Alrighty guys, just give you a bit more of an example of what it's going to look like tonight. It's going to be massive. I mean, the fighters are here and just a few other people, and this is just a small indication of what it's going to look tonight. It's going to be massive. And check it all out. And check out the guys in the ring. She's warm. Yeah, so sound check is done. So this is the part in between the actual shows that you do. So usually about this time you've got a couple of hours to kill. So this is the time to go have your showers, go get your food. Make sure you have a decent meal, because I mean, when you're young you want to do gigs and you just want to get drunk and do all the things that you believe superhero or pop heroes sort of do, but or pop stars do, but no, they don't. Really normal, actual, proper artists are usually very professional in what they do. They try and stay as fit as possible, because doing a lot of shows of a night can really take it out of you. Anybody who's done a 40-minute set, 2-hour set, things like that, you know it takes a lot out of you, especially like you jump around like I do. Yeah, so this point is basically your relaxing time before the gigs. So go chill out, have a nana nap if you need to, go get food, decent feed, none of this K.F.C. crap. Go get an actual food that will give you energy for the rest of the night. So I'm doing 2 gigs tonight, so I'm definitely going to go get a steak or something like that, something sustainable that will last me for the rest of the night, because I will have a few drinks as well, but like I said, I'm a professional. I'm not looking to get plastered and wasted. I'm 37 years old, I've got 2 kids, I've got a wife. Yeah, save that for when you're 18. When you get older and you want to be professional about things, you've got to start taking yourself seriously. So go get a feed, relax, wait for the show, and enjoy it. Alright guys, I'll try not to stick this camera up my nose like I've obviously been doing lately. As you can see, I've got a nice big snoz, so I try not to stick it this way all the time like I've been doing. I'll try and hold it up here a bit more. Like I said, this is pretty much my first kind of doco sort of thing, so I'm getting used to it. Now I wanted to just touch on things like hotels and travel. Now I live in a small country town called Stanley, which is on the northest tip of Tasmania, and it's not close to anything. No venues. It's 2.5 hours away from Launceston. It's 5 hours away from Hobart. So when I do gigs, I have to travel. So the other day I travelled on a bus, got on it at 7:15, travelled from Stanley to Burnie, which is an hour, then travelled from Burnie to Launceston, it's about 2 hours, and then travelled from Launceston to Hobart, which is about another 3 hours. So basically I started on the bus at 7 o'clock in the morning and got off the bus at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now when I try and stay at places, I try and pick cheap places. There's no point staying in the Hilton every bloody time you do a gig. I mean, if you're going to get paid, I don't know, a couple of $100, there's no use wasting it on a hotel room that's going to cost you more than that. So I always like to stay in backpackers if possible. The best hotels, I always say, are caravan parks, the units, because they have a separate room, because sometimes I take my kids with me on tour. So it's nice to have a separate room so the kids can go to sleep and the parents can stay up a little bit. Also with those kind of caravan units situations, they'll always have a shower, they'll always have a toilet, they'll always have a kitchen. So you have an option of actually making food and things like that. And they'll always have TVs, they'll always have exactly what you want, usually what your house provides. And they're usually fairly cheap. So I did a workshop not long ago in Port Sorell and stayed at the camping place there, and it was awesome. Highly recommend it. Great place. Go check Sorell at the camping caravan park. Nice and cheap. Great place to stay. Now I'm staying at the Brunswick, this time in Hobart. I stayed at this place quite a few times before. It has its pros and its cons. I got this room, as you're sort of seeing. Now you'll notice there's no toilet in here and there's no shower. When I got here last night, I was under the impression that I'd actually booked a place with a shower and a toilet. Now that's not their fault at all. It's mainly through booking.com. I'm probably not going to use these guys much anymore, because every time I go through booking.com there's always a catch. Every time I go to a hotel, like the Grand Chancellor I went to last time when I played in Launceston, found out if you don't have a credit card you have to put a $100 deposit down. Now that's okay, but I only had $100 in my bank at the time, so yeah, I didn't really have to, I wasn't very happy about that. So I'd like to know about these cons before I actually rent the hotel room. So I had an issue with it last night, and the Brunswick was more than accommodating. They actually had another room that had a shower and a toilet in it, and they were more than happy to use that room that night. And then I checked into this room, which was the original room which I was going to have. Now this room is actually pretty nice. I mean, yeah, look, it's just, you got a surround, nice view. You still have your facilities, you still got a sink, you got your fridge, coffees, and you got your bed. No TV, sadly, but it's $180 for 2 nights, so that's not too bad. Like I said, I usually say try and pick the cheaper places. All you're really going to do at the end of the night when you finish your gig is sleep. So you don't really need facilities. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have a shower. Yes, it's definitely nice to have a toilet, especially when it's a communal toilet. But it's only one toilet, so it's not like a block of toilets that I have to use with everybody else. So I really recommend the Brunswick. It's central, it's right in the middle of town, it's cheap, and it has exactly what you want. And like I said, they were more than accommodating if I had an issue, so I highly recommend the Brunswick. Now there's a few different other places I stay around here, and most of them are backpackers. Like I said, you're only going to you'll probably get home, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning after you've finished everything. All you're going to do is crash for 4, 5, 6 hours, and then I've got to catch a bus tomorrow at 10 o'clock and go all the way back home. So think about what you're doing. Like I said, don't think you're a pop star and start spending up and go, I'm going to stay at the Grand Chancellor. And you know, on Facebook, everybody's showing you, oh, look at this skyscraper that I'm in, and oh, look, I'm on the top floor. Who cares? What do you do? Just stay in a hotel. It's a bed. It's what you need. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to make money off your shows, the least you expend, the more that you'll make. So think about your travel costs, think about your accommodation thing, and think about the hotel room. I mean, most hotel rooms, we all expect we're going to get a TV in it and a shower and a toilet. Not always the case. I've stayed in so many places that, yeah, probably 50% of that is correct in most times. If you really want to know what your hotel's like, ring them directly. I mean, booking.com is an okay place because you do get a little bit cheaper, but just read the fine print. Read everything about it. Technically, this room said bed and air conditioner, and they're not lying. I got a bed and an air conditioner. I mean, I assume there was a TV in it, but that's my problem. You shouldn't assume anything. So, yeah, do your research if worst case scenario. Hey guys, I'm not sure if you can see me very well because this light's pretty fucking terrible. Excuse me for language. Basically, I've had my feed, had my big steak, nice bag of chips, beautiful. Highly recommend the Brunswick for that. Very, very nice. Anyway, yeah, I've had my shower, I've had my feed, I'm ready to go. It's around about 7 o'clock. Now we're going to walk you into the actual place now. Now you can probably hear it, it's right behind me, it's starting to pump a little bit at the moment. Now somebody asked me before, do you get nervous? I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. Bloody hell I get nervous. Sweaty, all that kind of stuff, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm playing to 3 people, I'm playing to 3,000, it doesn't really matter. You get as nervous as you do. And that's a good thing. I don't know if some of you guys realise this, especially people that do this for a career, but some of us are actually addicted to being out of our comfort zones, and doing this is pretty much out of our comfort zones as far as you can get. It's like going for your job, the first day at your job. You've never been there, you don't know what the cash register is, you don't know what the boss is like, you don't know what your co-workers are like, you don't even know what you're doing. It's a bit like that, except you actually know what you're doing. So let's get into it. I'll turn you back on after I get my ticket. Alright, this is it, checking it out. This is just the beginning, right? It's only been open for about 2 hours so far, and this is what's happening so far. I mean, check this out. What do you mean it? Just talking to Frosty. Now check this place out. Is this not the poo? I mean, this is not even full capacity yet. People are still coming through, and this is, I mean, you've got the balcony upstairs, you've got your cage, you've got your visuals. I mean, I don't know if you could see upstairs, alright? But all the balconies are pretty much full as well, so I mean, it's going to be a pretty intense night, I reckon. Sadly, no grapplings tonight. There's only kickboxing and MMA, which I'm sure won't disappoint the crowd at all.
Now this event was run beautifully last time, absolutely beautiful, and I know it's going to be the same this time. There was no problems, no fights, nothing like that, so it was just beautiful. We got Frosty here with me. It's good to see another local hip-hopper.
Who's on the camera?
No one, just us.
Oh, recording now. Yeah, that's good.
So I'm doing a doco for the night.
Yeah, good fight night. A lot of winners. A lot of, like, everyone's keeping it amicable. Yeah, Australia's going to do a sick performance. It's going to be tonight.
It's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. So I'll turn you off now and we'll go and check out some other stuff.
Chop it up. Now I think I've had enough. I'd like to blow a city up. But sort of bought a terrorist, saw it on the television. Fuck a rip of murder, fuck a racist politician. It's a mad, mad world, living in the shadow of a bad man's word. You're sick of being battled by the man's damn curse. Then lose yourself a fight and kick the looters to the curb. Mad, mad world, it's a mad, mad world, living in the shadow of a bad man's word. If you're sick of being battled by the man's damn curse, then do yourself a fight and kick the looters to the curb. Yeah.
Show me something that I don't, not the blood, not the king, a blood, not the greatest, but it's only king, stepping back and at your playlist. You got nothing to say, nothing to convey, either way, waste away the end of the day. So if you feel the tank, can't feel emotions, spoken word, that are lyrically open, appeal to the souls that it's more than broken. It's keeping it real, it's not a train, but token. Lost at the cost of your ego, it's all the same. trained in the blade. Learn to never try, hard to make names blame. Before a single lie, your life can't be made. And anyone can die if the right price is paid. A strong road, solid, you keep the evil as well. Sword back, the hole, the snake, a boogie road. Knife down to a spot, a work of God to mock. The world's always gone. When it's all in the strike, can't strike everyone. Position sharp and clean, just as strong as stone. Active in the sea, always followed the load. That's the way it's always been, done it on the road. Here and everywhere between, if you look at the pain, then don't revolt. If you get on the shape, get a slit in your throat. You got nothing to gain, and no power to evoke. Down pain by blame. As soon as you won't want stress, it's accident that being strong. Each speech wants to be the last one.
So it's the end of the night now. As you can tell, I've basically lost my voice. It's probably about, give me a second. It's literally 2 o'clock in the morning now, so I've managed to go through the 20-minute set at the T.F.C. and moved on to the Brisbane and did a 40-minute set there, and my God, Relic One. If you get a chance to check out that guy, my damn, that's dope.
That's way black makes stacks. When we take cash from the main bag, should be on the plane to stay back. I've never seen Tassie or big session green with my head off drain. I know that I can get it, there's no begging, so I work with these steady beats. Never let the pressure defeat. Working for the end of the week, burn the best of green. You're a smoker.
Bits like bars and bars and bars and bars and bars and bars and bars. It's just crazy. The dude is awesome. Check him out, Relic One. Had a great night tonight. Checking out all the different acts locally. It's really weird because about 10 years ago we used to do the same thing at Brisbane. All of us local guys would go to the Brisbane, we'd all play our live sets and stuff like that, and we'd absolutely get smashed and just enjoy it, if you know what I mean. 10 years later, it's still happening, but it's now the next generation. And it's just, it fills me with pride, it does. Knowing that the next generation is fully independent on its own. I was literally the only old cat there, like about 10 years or something like that. And it just fills me with pride. I mean, Pitch and the gang, what they did is just, I love what they do. It's like going to a Cypress Hill concert, if you know what I mean. They're just, that boom bap kind of style that they have is just awesome. I mean, along with Fusion, with his fast spitting. I'll show you a small example of Fusion. I took a little video of him at one of his sets. Check it out.
Easily fleece people for cheese to the leeches, preaching freedom but policing out speech. I'm not eager to see the obsequious reach positions where they're leading the sheep. Yo, it seems to me that zealotry's a lethal disease that feeds on our need to keep perceiving meaning to seize. But sure, I can see why people would flee from believing that we are floating in a meaningless sea of hedonism, breeding tedium and feeding on dreams in a bleak and evil region with no reason to breathe. But it seems lately I feel like I'm wasting my days, still afraid to awake from this daydream. It seems crazy chasing an end down a road that is aimless and paved with regret. But it seems lately the world's gone crazy, unable to stray from the frame of our shaping. Seems crazy we even pretend you can believe what you see when you see through a lens.
And like I said, Relic One come from Melbourne. Jaden brought him over. That dude is fucking dope. Dope as. It's just been a brilliant night. I mean, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I can barely talk, I'm tired as crap. I've had a few beers, and I've just had a brilliant night. I've played 60 minutes worth of music altogether. I've earned not a great amount of money. I've earned about $250, $300 for the night. When in retrospect, it's cost me about $180 in the hotel. Cost me about $40 each way on the bus. So if that gives you any indication of what kind of profit that you're looking for in regards to hip-hop in Australia, there isn't really a great deal. It's more about the passion. It's about why we do it, because we love it. I mean, go to any hip-hop gig ever and you just see passion and love in droves. Yes, you'll see a lot of bit of, I don't know, drunkenness, I suppose. I mean, most of these guys, like the next generation, they're all pretty young guys. So you got to expect it. I mean, they're 18, 22, 24 at their oldest. So, I mean, what else are they going to do at a pub? It's what you do. But it's the atmosphere that really creates it. It's this boom-bat atmosphere. I don't care if one person's there. I don't care if 100 people are there. To me, it's about the music. That's one thing I also wanted to say as well. If you're a headline act or even a support, don't sit in your hotel room until it's your time to do your set. Go check out the rest of the actual set list. Go see who's playing first. Go see who's opening for the first time. I remember giving Dispraise his first time on stage for the first time, and I gave him the open set. This guy killed it. I mean, if you've seen Dispraise's stuff, you know what I'm talking about. This guy is just off tap. He makes his own beats, he records his own raps, he raps his own rhymes. I mean, just check him out. I mean, Dispraise is fucking a legend. I mean, last I heard he was supporting Butterfingers and a few different other acts, so even if they're at their beginnings, just support people. Like, really support. Don't just pretend that you're going to support. Support. Go out, see a show, pay the ticket, pay the CD, buy the t-shirt, all that kind of thing. This is what artists needs. They're basically asking you to fund their next project. So go out, listen to these guys, buy their CDs. Yeah, sometimes the CD mightn't be all great. You might listen to the whole thing, whatever. But there might be 2 or 3 tracks on there that you just absolutely fucking love. Buy it for that reason. Just support local artists. Like I said, I spent $180 on a hotel room. I spent $40 on a fucking on travelling up and down. God knows how much I spent on food and all that kind of thing, and I only earned about $250. So really, I'm basically doing it for free at the end of the day, which I don't really mind, because this is what I love doing. This is hip-hop. This is what we do. This is a lifestyle. And I live it every day. It's the best thing in the world, and I would never change it. Peace out. Right, I'm going to do the wrap-up. It's the next morning, and like 4 or 5 hours sleep. You tell my voice is just about gone. And there's the bus behind me, so it's time to go home. So we all had a good night, everything was successful, nothing went massively wrong. I made both the gigs in time, finished both the gigs in time, and everything went smoothly. So now it's just a matter of getting on the bus, going home. Ironically, this is actually my favourite part of doing shows. Going home, back to my bed, seeing my family, seeing my girls and my partner. Just going back to normality. Ironically enough, I actually have to go to work tomorrow. I work part-time in a bar, so ironically as well, because, yeah, I can't get away from venues and alcohol, can I? But anyway, I digress. I'll show you what I see when I get off the bus, and that'll be the end of it. Peace.